Let us study quadratic equations. So you have studied polynomials last year. So try to understand the difference between polynomials and expressions. Say for example, if you have say x plus 1 upon x. Here degree of the variable x is 1, whereas here this can be written as x raised to 1 plus x raised to minus 1. 1 upon x means x raised to minus 1. 1 upon x square if you have 1 upon x square, this can be written as x raised to minus 2. So expressions may involve negative indices of the variable, whereas in polynomials we want only 0 or positive indices. For example, x square plus 3x plus 5, this is a polynomial. But if you consider x square plus 3 upon x plus 5 upon x square, so this cannot become a polynomial. This is an expression. So polynomials means, you can say first of all, a monomial is of the type a x raised to n, where n is 0 or positive integer. That means it is a whole number. Index is a whole number. X is a variable and a is a coefficient that can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 9, root 2, anything. This is a monomial, and when monomials are joined by the operation plus or minus, etc. Say for example 2x3, 2x cube minus x square plus x, etc. So this becomes a polynomial. A polynomial means all monomials are joined by plus or minus. So you have studied these polynomials last year. You know types of polynomials according to their degree. When the degree of a polynomial is 1, it is called as linear polynomial, and if the degree of a polynomial is 2, it is called as a quadratic polynomial. Say for example, here 5x plus 9, here degree of x is 1, degree of 9 is 0. Degree of 9 means in the term 9, the degree of the variable x is 0, and therefore maximum degree of the variable x is 1, so it is a linear polynomial. You can write in this box 5x plus 9. Now if you consider x square plus 3x minus 5, here x is a variable, the degree of the variable x square is 2, here degree of the variable 3x. In the term 3x, the degree of the variable x is 1, and in the term minus 5, the degree of the variable x is 0. So maximum degree of the variable is 2. So it is a quadratic polynomial. So you can put this in this box. Now 3x minus 7. Here x is the only variable. 3x is a term where the degree of the variable x is 1. And minus 7 is another term where the degree is 0. So maximum degree is 1, and therefore it is a linear polynomial. Now if you consider 3x square minus 5x. Here again you will find that degree of the variable x in this term is 2. Degree of the variable x in the term 5x is 1. So maximum degree is 2. So it is a quadratic polynomial. Similarly, in the term 5x square, here x is the only variable and the maximum degree of the variable is 2. So it is a quadratic polynomial. Now equate the quadratic polynomial to 0. So these are the quadratic polynomials. Say for example 5x square. So if you say 5x square is equal to 0, when it comes is equal to, it is a equation. When there is a equality sign, it is an equation. And quadratic means the highest degree of the variable is 2. So when you are equating a quadratic polynomial to 0, you can equate this also, 3x square minus 5x. So 3x square minus 5x, if you equate to 0, it becomes a quadratic equation. 3x square minus 5x is a quadratic polynomial, and when it is equated to 0, it becomes a quadratic equation. So that is what they are saying. Equate the quadratic polynomial to 0 and study the equation we get. Such type of equation is known as quadratic equation. In practical life, we may use quadratic equations many times. So let us see. Sanket purchased a rectangular plot having area 200 meters square. For a rectangular plot, area is 200 meters square. Length of the plot was 10 meters more than its breadth. Find the length and breadth of the plot. So, this plot is rectangular. This is the breadth and this is the length. Here, let the breadth of the rectangle be x meter. So let this be x meter. And they have given that the length of the plot was 10 meters more than its breadth. So this will be, length will be x plus 10. Let the breadth of the plot be x meter, and therefore the length is x plus 10 meter, because it is given that the length is 10 meter more than breadth. Now we have the formula, area of the rectangle is equal to length into breadth. Area is given as 200, length as per the given conditions x plus 10, and multiplied by breadth x. This bracket is important because x and plus 10 both are going to multiply x. Now if you open this, you are getting 200 is equal to x into x is x square and x into 10 is 10x. And if you want something equal to 0, then you can take everything on left hand side. So, or here what they have done, if LHS is equal to RHS, you can say in the reverse order also, RHS is equal to LHS. Both are same. This way also you can write. So x square plus 10x, which was on the right hand side, they are written on left hand side. And 200, which was on left hand side, they are written on the right hand side. So from this we can get this. And if you want to write something equal to 0, this x square plus 10x is written as it is, and this 200 from right hand side, it is transposed to left hand side. It becomes minus 200. So here you will find that this is an equation in which x is the only variable and the highest degree of the variable is 2. So this is a quadratic equation. Now solving this equation, x square plus 10x minus 200 is equal to 0, we will decide the dimensions of the plot. Now let us study how to solve a quadratic equation. They are given some activity. X square plus 3x minus 5, 3x square minus 5x, 5x square. Write the polynomials in the index form. Observe the coefficients and fill in the boxes. So 3x square plus 3x, x square plus 3x minus 5, 3x square minus 5x plus 0. They are writing the quadratic polynomial. In quadratic polynomial, we can expect three terms. First term is quadratic, second term is linear in the variable, and third is a constant. So all the terms are written as, all the given polynomials are written as three terms. Now coefficient of x square. Here the coefficient of x square is 1. Here coefficient of x square is 3. And the coefficient of x square is 5. So 1, 3 and 5, these coefficients are non-zero. This is important. If the coefficient of the quadratic term is 0, say for example, if you write 0x square plus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. So this 0x square vanish. 0 into x square is 0 only. And it is no more a quadratic equation. So this condition you have to always remember. In a quadratic equation, the degree of the highest degree of the variable is 2, and the term containing the highest degree cannot have the coefficient 0. This is not allowed. So here this point is to be noted. The coefficients are 1, 3 and 5. These are not 0. The coefficient of x. Here the coefficient of x is 3. Here the coefficient of x is minus 5. And here the coefficient of x is 0. So the coefficients of x are 3, minus 5 and 0 respectively. And the constant term, here constant term is minus 5. Here the constant term is 0. Constant means there is no x, there is no variable, and here the constant term is 0. So here constant term of the second and the third polynomial is 0. Second and third term, the constants are 0. 0 is allowed. Now let us see the standard form of quadratic equation. This type of questions are asked in SSC board examination. Write the following equation in standard form. The equation involving one variable, okay? In quadratic equation, we are having one variable having 2 as the maximum index of the variable is called as the quadratic equation. Here one more condition you can put. So here there should not be any negative index. For example, if it is x plus 1 upon x is equal to 0. So what we do, x can be treated as x upon 1. And here if you simplify this, x into x is x square plus 1 into 1 is 1 upon x is equal to 0. And this x transpose to that side will become x square plus 1 is equal to 1 into x is 0. So if there is a negative index, then you can operate this addition, subtraction, etc. and write the equation where there is no negative index, okay? And then apply this condition. The equation involving one variable and having 2 as the maximum index of the variable is called as quadratic equation. Now the general form of the quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. We have seen here in the previous example. In ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, a, b, c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. This is important. That quadratic term should not vanish. If the coefficient of the quadratic term is 0, it will vanish and no more it will be a quadratic equation. Ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 is the general form of the quadratic equation. Remember this. In examination, if they ask the question, write the following equations in general form. So here, for example, you are given x square minus 4 equal to 0. So in general form, what you have to do, you have to first write x square. In the general form, you have to write first x square. Then if there is a term in x, you have to write. If there is no term, you can write 0x. And then the constant term means where there is no variable, that is minus 4 is equal to 0. And if you compare this ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, a means what? A means is the coefficient of quadratic term. Here coefficient of quadratic term is 1, so a is 1. What is b? B is the coefficient of the linear term. So here linear term is 0x, and therefore b means 0. And what is c? C is the constant term. So here constant term is minus 4, so it is minus 4. Now here, as we said before, we are writing the given equation in the general form. General form means what? It should contain 3 terms. First is quadratic in the variable, second is the linear in the variable, and third is constant, that is no variable. So here y square is given, so we may start with y square. Now this 2y, we don't want on the right hand side. So 2y brought to left hand side becomes minus 2y, and minus 7 brought to left hand side becomes plus 7. And right hand side there is nothing, so it becomes 0. It is of the type ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Instead of x, we are having y. So a means coefficient of the quadratic term. Here y square means 1y square. So a is equal to 1. B is what? B is the coefficient of the linear term. Here what the value of b we want. So it is minus 2. B is minus 2. And c is what? C is the constant term. So here constant term is 7. So it is 7. Now this is x square plus 2x equal to 0 is the given equation, and we want in general form. As we said here, general form means it should have 3 terms on the left hand side and right hand side should be 0. So here a quadratic term is x square, so we can write x square. Then the linear term is 2x, x square plus 2x, and constant is not there, so you can write 0. X square plus 2x plus 0 is equal to 0. And we have to find the value of a, B and C. A is the coefficient of the quadratic term. Here quadratic term is x square and coefficient is 1. Nothing is means 1x square. So here it is 1. B is what? B is the coefficient of a linear term. Here linear term is 2x. The coefficient of x is 2. So this is 2. And what is C? C is the constant term. Here constant term is 0. So this type of examples are also asked. So write the following equations in general form and identify the values of A, B, C. Okay. Now let us see solved examples. Decide which of the following are quadratic equations. Now here first is 3x square minus 5x plus 3 equal to 0. So in the equation 3x square minus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. X is the only variable. As far as quadratic equations are concerned, we should have only one variable. It can be x, it can be y or anything. And maximum index of the variable is 2. And therefore it is a quadratic equation. In examination, when they are asking, pick up the quadratic equations from the following. In MCQ, they are asking. So you have to identify these conditions and you have to pick up. Sometimes they will say pick up of the following, which is not a quadratic equations. So out of 4, 1 may be non-quadratic equations, other 3 may be like that. So if you understand what is meant by quadratic equation, you can easily do that. Now here, second, in the equation 9y square plus 5 is equal to 0, which is the variable y. So y is the only variable and maximum index of the variable is 2. This is the maximum index is 2. Here it is 2, it is 0. And therefore it is a quadratic equation. And if you consider the equation m cube minus 5m square plus 4 equal to 0, here the variable is m. So m is the only variable. But maximum index of the variable is not 2. It is 3. And therefore it is not a quadratic equation. Now if you consider L plus 2, first bracket L plus 2, second bracket L minus 2. So here this L is to multiply this L minus 5. So L into bracket L minus 5. And then this 2 is also multiplying L minus 5 is equal to 0. Now L multiplied by L is L square. L multiplied by minus 5 is minus 5L. 2 multiplied by L plus 2 and L get you 2L. And plus 2 and minus 5 multiply to give you minus 10 is equal to 0. Now here these are like terms, minus 5L and plus 2L. So minus 5 and plus 2 if you have, when you are having two terms of different sign and you have to add them, you have to see the difference. 5 minus 2 is 3 and the sign of the greater is minus, so it is minus 3. Minus 5 and plus 2 is minus 3. If it is minus 5 and minus 2, when sign is same, you have to add the numbers. 5 and 2 is 7 and sign is minus minus, so it is minus. When you are having plus 5 and plus 2, if you want to add this, so when both are having same sign, you have to add the numbers and give the same sign, plus plus. And if you are having plus 5 and minus 2, if the signs are different, you have to take the difference of the number. 5 minus 2. 5 minus 2 is 3 and sign of the greater number is plus, so it is plus 3. So these things must be clear to you when you are adding the numbers. Okay, if you are having the same sign like minus or plus, then you have to add the numbers. Not this, sorry. When you are having both minus or both plus, you have to add the numbers. 5 and 2, 7. And if both are minus, the sign is minus. If both are plus, sign is plus. And if they are having opposite signs, minus 5 plus 2 or plus 5 and minus 2, then you have to subtract the number. 5 minus 2 is 3. And here greater is 5, so it is plus sign, so it is plus. Here 5 is greater and its sign is minus, so it is minus 3. So here minus 5L and plus 2L is minus 3L. So you are getting L square minus 3L minus 10 is equal to 0. In this equation, L is the only variable and maximum index of the variable is 2. This is L square, that is maximum index is 2. Therefore, it is a quadratic equation. Understood? Go to page 34. Let us see on 34 some questions may be given. Write any two quadratic equations. You can write like this: x square plus 5x minus 2 equal to 0, y square is equal to 5y minus 10. Like that you can write. These are quadratic equations. Decide which of the following are quadratic equations. So here you will find that in x square plus 5x minus 2 is equal to 0, here x is the only variable and the highest degree of x is 2, so it is a quadratic equation. In y square is equal to 5y minus 10, this can be written as y square minus 5y plus 10 is equal to 0. We want to write in the form of something equal to 0. So here y square is on left hand side, it remains on left hand side. This 5y is right hand side. When it goes to left hand side, it becomes minus 5y, and minus 10 is on right hand side. It goes to left hand side, it becomes plus 10 is equal to 0. In this equation, y is the only variable and the highest degree of y is 2, and therefore it is a quadratic equation. This is also a quadratic equation. Now here you will find that y square plus 1 upon y is equal to 2. So first what we have to do, since there is a y in denominator, we have to add this first. So if you add y square plus 1 upon y, so here y square upon 1 comes. The LCM of the denominator is y into 1 is y, and the cross multiply y into y square is y cube, and 1 into 1 is 1. So your equation becomes y square plus 1, this will become y cube plus 1 upon y is equal to 2. That means y cube plus 1 is equal to 2y. Y cube plus 1 is equal to 2y, which if you want to write in the form right hand side is 0. So 2y goes to left hand side. This becomes y cube minus 2y plus 1. Y cube, this minus 2y plus 1 is equal to 0. Here the y is the only variable, but the highest degree of the variable is 3, and therefore this is not a quadratic equation. So like that you can attempt all others. Okay. Then what we have done, let us see. Let us see the roots of the quadratic equation. In the previous class you have studied that if value of the polynomial is 0 for x is equal to a, then x minus a is a factor of the polynomial. In polynomials we have studied this. That is, if px is a polynomial and pa is equal to 0, then x minus a is a factor of px. In this case, a is a root of the solution. Okay. For example, here let x is equal to minus 6. In the polynomial x square plus 5x minus 6, we have studied what we do. We write it as a polynomial in x as x square plus 5x minus 6. And if you want x is equal to minus 6, so you can say p of minus 6. So x is replaced as minus 6. So minus 6 square plus 5 into minus 6 minus 6. So it is minus 6 square plus 5 into minus 6 minus 6. Minus 6 square is 36. Plus 5 into minus 6 is minus 30, and minus 6 as it is. So 36 minus 30 is 6, and 6 minus 6 is 0. And therefore, x is equal to minus 6 is the solution of the equation. The value which satisfies the equation. Here, if you see, the equation is x square plus 5x minus 6 is equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation. If x is replaced by minus 6, you are getting left hand side also 0 and right hand side 0. And therefore, x is equal to minus 6 is a solution of the equation. So we can say that solution of an equation is that value of the variable which satisfies the equation. putting that value for the variable, we are getting a balanced equation. Left hand side, right hand side is equal. And therefore minus 6 is one root of the equation. We don't know whether there is another root or not, but at least minus 6 is a root. Okay. Now consider x is equal to 2. Let us study one by one. So in the polynomial x square plus 5x minus 6, if you put x is equal to 2, x square means 2 square, plus 5 into x is 5 into 2, and minus 6 is minus 6. 2 square is 4, 5 into 2 is 10, 4 plus 10 minus 6, 4 plus 10 is 14, 14 minus 6 is 8. So left hand side the value becomes 8, whereas the right hand side was 0, so they are not equal, and therefore x equal to 2 is not a solution of the given equation x square plus 5x minus 6 equal to 0. So this type of questions are also asked. They are giving some quadratic equation like this, x square plus 5x minus 6 equal to 0, and they are giving some values, x equal to minus 6, x equal to 2, etc., and you have to find which of them are the roots. Here let us see some more examples. You are given the quadratic equation 2x square minus 7x plus 6 equal to 0, and you are asked to check whether x is equal to 3 by 2, x is equal to minus 2 are solutions of the equation. So what you have to do, you have to put x is equal to 3 by 2 in the left hand side, in the polynomial 2x square minus 7x plus 6. So 2x square minus 7x plus 6 is equal to 2 is the coefficient that is written here, and x is replaced as 3 upon 2. So x square is 3 upon 2 square minus 7 into x. So minus 7 into x means 3 by 2 plus 6. So this becomes 2 into 3 square upon 2 square. This is 2 into 3 square upon 2 square minus that is what they have written here. So this is 2, and 3 into 3 is 9 upon 2 into 2 is 4. Then 7 into 3 by 2. So 7 into 3 by 2. So 7 3s are 21 upon 2. This is minus plus 6. Now this is simplified as 2 1s are 2 2s are. So this is 9 upon 2. This is minus 21 upon 2, and 6 can be written as 12 upon 2, so that the denominators are 2. And if you operate this, it comes out to be 0, which is same as right hand side. And therefore x is equal to 3 by 2 is a solution of the given equation. Now you have to check whether x is equal to minus 2 is a solution. So in 2x square minus 7x plus 6, if you put x is equal to minus 2, 2 is written as 2. And then x is replaced as minus 2. X square means minus 2 square. Minus 7 into x. Minus 7 into x is minus 2. And plus 6. So this is 2 written as it is, and minus 2 square is 4. Minus is plus. 7 2s are 14 plus 6. So 4 2s are 8. 8 plus 14 plus 6. That becomes 28. It is not equal to right hand side. LHS is not equal to RHS, and therefore x is equal to minus 2 is not a solution of the given equation. Now this type of activities are also asked in examination. If x is equal to 5 is a root of the equation kx square minus 14x minus 5 equal to 0, then find the value of k by completing the following activity. Solution. One of the roots of the equation kx square minus 14x minus 5 equal to 0 is 5. X is equal to 5, they are given as the root, and therefore let x is equal to 5 in the equation. You have to substitute, you have to replace x as 5. So here kx square becomes k into 5 square, minus 14 into x will become 14 into 5, minus 5 is minus 5, this is equal to 0. Now 5 square is 25 into k is 25k. This is minus 4 into 5, that is minus 70, minus 5 is equal to 0. This 25k is separate, and these are like terms, minus 70 and minus 5. There is no k, so that becomes minus 75 is equal to 0. Now we are taking variable on one side, 25k, and is constant on the other side. 25k is equal to 75. This minus has become plus when it has gone to right hand side. Now coefficient of k is 25. If we divide both sides by 25, 25k upon 25 becomes k, and 75 upon 25 which becomes 3. And therefore the value of k which we want is 3. You can see solve example 5 and 6 on page 34. You have to solve this example 5 and 6 on page 34. This is similar. Find k if x is equal to 3 is the root of the equation kx square minus 10x plus 3 equal to 0. So you have to start with left hand side, kx square minus 10x plus 3, and x is to be replaced as 3. So k into 3 square minus 10 into 3 plus 3. If this value comes out to be equal to 0, then it is a root. If it is not 0, then it is not a root. Here, one of the roots of the equation 5m square plus 2m plus k equal to 0 is minus 7 upon 5. It is given as a root, and you have to complete the activity to find the value of k. Now here, what is the root? Minus 7 upon 5. So minus 7 upon 5 is the root of the quadratic equation 2m square plus 2m plus k is equal to 0. Therefore, you have to put m is equal to minus 7 upon 5 in the given equation. So 5m square, 5, and m is replaced as minus 7 upon 5. So this is minus 7 upon 5 square plus 2 into m. So 2 into minus 7 upon 5 plus k is equal to 0. Now 5 into minus is plus, 7 7s are 49 upon 5 square is 5 into 5. So this 5 will cut. This is 49 upon 5. No, that is not asked here. Oh, okay. So this is 5 into minus 7, 5 square become this. Plus 2 into, second term is plus 2 multiplied by minus 7 upon 5. So plus and minus product is minus. 2 7s are 14 upon 5. So this becomes minus 14 upon 5 plus k is equal to 0. Now these two are like terms. What is that? 49 upon 5 is plus. 49 upon 5 is plus and minus 14 upon 5 is negative. The denominator is 5, that is common, and 49 minus 14. 9 minus 4 is 5. 4 minus 1 is 3. 35 upon 5. You can write here 35 upon 5, or you can write 7. Therefore 7 plus k is equal to 0, and therefore k is equal to minus 7. If this 7 is transposed to right hand side, that becomes negative. So let us stop here. Jai Ganesh.